EFN.
Yo, what up? This is Manny Digital.
Oh, fuck with that, Manny.
That was my own little year. I've been watching a lot of Bodega Boys fucking on Showtime. Jesus and Mero.
That's why you got the haircut.
No. They ain't got no hair. Them dudes is all fitted, capped out. Ay, indeed.
And welcome to the Fatherhood Podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I forgot my part.
All good. All right. So, you've got something to look forward to in the coming years. It's a little bit different than when a little infant does it, but you have the kid throwing up on you time to look forward to.
What do you mean? That's already happening.
No,
like
real solid food. Like, I'm sick. All of a sudden, the kid throws up all over you.
Not spit up. Not spit up. We're talking about full on, like damn near adult vomit.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about like exorcism vomit.
Yeah.
So both of you are saying that this is like
it's a thing.
It happens.
This is a guarantee. This is just a matter of when.
I don't know. I think my daughter just doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Give her a couple of years, bro.
Well,
yeah, we've got food poisoning in our house right now.
Shit.
We're going through that.
Que rico.
Yeah, man.
So what caused it? Do we know yet?
Actually, we went out to eat a couple nights ago, and it's a spot that we normally hit up. And then I don't know. He ate something and woke up in the middle of the night.
Terrible.
All over the bed. You know.
Does that scare you? Are you guys past the point of like stuff like that makes you want to just go to the hospital or?
Yeah, definitely not scared. Although this is the first time that he's had like a food poisoning. Before he's gotten sick, it's like too much sun or coming off the plane, that kind of thing. He was never really the kid that got a lot of stomach viruses. I don't think he's ever been sick from like a stomach virus, luckily. But this is the first time that he's been kind of out of commission due to some like stomach related. But it's moved from the stomach to the butt at this point. So, but still, it's just like it's a new one seeing the kind of the food poisoning and how long that whole scenario lasts.
How do you feel? Because obviously he's deflated, right? Like I wouldn't use the word lifeless, but he's obviously very different acting.
Low energy.
Oh, man. Yeah, for sure.
How does that make you feel? Because I recall when I first had that experience, and I felt really fucked up. But how has that been going for you?
Yeah, it definitely, makes you feel sad, right? For me, it makes me feel sad just seeing him like that. But then I find it a little interesting just to see, especially the age he's at now, because I can tell like a definite change in his mood and like just how moody he is, at least with feeling the way he's feeling now. When they're younger and they're sick, it's more like fussy or they just pass out or I don't know. This seems like there's not a whole lot of personality that goes along with it. Whereas now this seems a little different just in the way he's reacting. He's definitely like knowing his body. Like we were gonna send him to school one morning, and we thought that like the worst had passed, and he was I don't want to go to school. Like my stomach, I still don't feel good, and my wife and I were kind of looking at each other like, is he trying to milk it for all it's worth, or like how's this playing out? And then we decided to just all right, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He knows his body, and sure enough, it was like every 10 minutes he's running to the bathroom. So yeah, don't want to send him to school like that.
Yeah. I think I mentioned last week to you guys that my daughter was sick. She had gotten sick around our birthdays, and after a vaccination on a Friday, she started having symptoms on a Saturday. And of course, the docs are saying it has nothing to do with the vaccination. So luckily she didn't get a fever. She just got like a lot of congestion and phlegm, like really bad, and her eyes were watery and kind of like what you're saying, like her moods. We've noticed when she gets sick, her mood is completely different.
Yeah,
she becomes more docile, and now that she's a little older, from the last time she got sick, one thing that she's been doing, and this is what we're trying to figure out: is it the teething in combination with being sick? But she starts to like just burst out in screams, like and like throw her head back, and it's like terrifying because you're just like, what's making her feel so so much in pain all out of nowhere? She'll be fine for 1 second and then just like and like throw her head back, like if there's a sharp pain going through, I'm assuming in her teeth, because the doc said that she's accelerated in terms of her teeth growing in. So maybe that's causing issues, or maybe that's the reason why she's sick. So we ended up taking her to urgent care. I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't know if it happened around last week.
I know you were wondering if you should at some point. Yeah.
Well, we okay. So it started on Saturday, and then Monday was my girl's birthday. Tuesday was my birthday, and she was still sick. So we were just with her and paying attention. And so the Tuesday, my girl, we were like, let's call this is what convinced us. She started to have a lot of bowel movement. She started shitting a lot.
Yeah.
And it was like softer than stool. It wasn't diarrhea, but it was softer than normal, and it was a lot of it. Like
soft serve.
Yeah, where normally it's like
normally
she's like 2 a day. She was going 5 a day right now, and so that started freaking us out. So with the screaming. So we called the pediatrician, and it was already like later in the day. So they were like, "Oh, bring her." And I was like, I hate calling the pediatrician because all they're gonna say is bring her in.
Wait, your pediatrician doesn't try to give you. They don't try to give you some sort of like teleservice
payment.
What'd you?
No, they don't, like, your pediatrician doesn't give you like advice over the phone. Like they tell you come to the office.
Nah, usually we're talking to like the nurse in the front desk.
Oh.
And their whole thing is, because we kind of have said this before, they're like, unless we see her and kind of do some regular checks, we don't want to diagnose over the phone because it's not worth it. Like it's better that she comes in, and we don't want to take a chance on anything.
Yeah,
and I get it.
We're kind of blessed then, because we must be blessed because our pediatrician, that motherfucker, it's a husband and wife, and
right.
They know their patients really well.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that they would know, if we just tell them all the symptoms. But
Yeah.
I just feel like every time we go, they're busy as hell. So I just think they're just like, just come in. And that's what I knew was going to happen. And I feel bad that I'm annoyed because it's not close. I'm just like, man, these people wants to go all the way over there. When they could just at least give us something, tell us something.
Yeah.
Well, this is what they said. They said it's not the vaccine, right? Which I believe it was, because this is the second time she got sick after a vaccine.
Right.
And they said that it could be strep or the flu, and they have to check for it. And it could have been that she might have got it from another kid that was there when she went to her visit.
I wonder why they said that it couldn't be the vaccine, because I know, like, when we had got our son vaccinated, the doctors always told us, like, hey, there are potential side effects. It's not going to be long lasting, but they could get a fever, they could feel sick from it.
I like our pediatrician, but this is starting to kind of bother me because every time I've asked, what are the side effects? And usually they're just like, maybe some mild fever, maybe a little, grogginess. But it's like, nah, bro, we know what vaccines are. You're pumping in the disease to build the antibodies to the disease. That means the body has to simulate the disease.
Right.
So therefore you get sick. Like, just tell me that shit, bro. Don't fucking tell me, she might have a cough and a little fever and it's all done. And this is the second time she gets sick. So anyways, we call, they're like, come in the next day, but we're going to check for strep and the flu. So I tell my girl, look, man, call urgent care that's right down the street from us and ask them if they check babies for strep and the flu. And that way we don't have to wait till tomorrow, and we could at least know that, something, at least we'll know what's going on, at least in terms of that.
Right. So
we go to the urgent care. They were really great with us there, and they checked her, and it was negative for strep, negative for the flu. They checked her ears because her ears were like, she kept touching her ears, so we thought it might have been an ear infection.
Nothing
in the ear.
Those are the worst, man.
Yeah, no. So I guess I do have a question at the end of this. So now we're at the situation where luckily the congestion and this is going on now 2 weeks, right? So which is scary that it's so long. The congestion and most of the phlegm and stuff is kind of going away. It's pretty much gone now. And that screaming all out of nowhere and not being able to really sleep because she would wake up in the middle of the night screaming. That's kind of gone away. But now the soft stool is and the amount of it is still happening, and I'm just wondering. Like me and my girl now are starting to wonder, could this be just a new phase of how much she poops, and that just because it's a little softer, maybe it's because maybe now we're giving her more different varieties of food. It's not quite diarrhea. It's not diarrhea. It's just softer stool than
Soft
we're used
serve.
to. Yeah, whatever. And I keep saying stool like I'm a fucking physician at Baptist Hospital.
Yeah, they call it shit. We call it shit here.
Cookie puss.
Whoa, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Damn. That's that California shit.
Carvel.
I don't know. I think that's what Manny called an ex-girlfriend of his.
Hey, what up, Cookie Puss?
Cookie Puss, what up? What you talking about, Manny?
Yo, dick.
So,
I don't. Yeah, how you said 2 weeks of soft serve or no? Just the last few days?
no. It's going on. It hasn't maybe quite reached the 2 week mark.
Well,
It's definitely like a week and 3 or 4 days. Let's say.
Definitely the bathroom stuff is gonna be reflective of like if you're introducing new food to her and more food and all that. Just think how we are like when we eat different things or we eat more food. It's same kind of thing there. I mean, there might be some correlation. I'd probably be more concerned about the stuffiness and that kind of stuff as opposed to
that's tapered off or whatever you call it. But that luckily she's feeling better in that sense. We feel like every time she poops, it's like what we just fed her is gone. Like we got to feed her again. Like she's gonna be famined. Like
that's not exactly how the digestive system works.
I know. But my daughter, you haven't met my daughter. She's an eater, bro. She could graze all day long, no problem. So when she poops, she's like, "Oh, I just made some room. Like, where's the pizza and the burritos are at?" And that's the thing. It was we celebrated our birthday. We actually got a chance to celebrate this past weekend. We were out and about, staycation style. So anything that we ate or anything we were dealing with, because she's like, she looks at us. If she hears a crackle of a bag or a crack of anything, she runs to the kitchen now. Like, what?
Shit.
Is it snacks? What's going on? Food?
Nice.
So she's like, she's fighting with our dog for like,
table scraps.
Yeah.
Well, my son's now paranoid to eat anything outside of the house. He's like, no more eating out anywhere. Like it's gotta be home food only.
My son, we went through a phase where we thought it was like a stomach virus, and and then it shifted to like moving sickness and that kind of thing. So you mentioned earlier, Kay, like on the plane.
Yeah.
Usually for him it was on when we were landing.
Yeah, same with my son.
And he
like
was
get queasy?
He was flat out barfing.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, queasy, bro.
Nah, that shit. It was fucking vomit everywhere. And so it got to a point where we were like, yo, fuck, all right. Some stomach issue is what we thought. We didn't put two and two together that motion sickness was something that we should consider. But we had him go to a neurologist and now away from like motion, like randomly he'll come home, he'll be like, oh shit, I got a headache. And then 15 minutes later, he's throwing up. And this was happening like, I don't know, once every couple of weeks, something like
really?
that. Yeah. And so, our doctor, our ped, was like, yo, you should go check with a neurologist just to see what's going on. So we go, and then he does his analyzing or what have you, and he's like, yeah. So he broke the whole shit down. Like, we didn't really tell him all the steps of how this, stuff was happening. He was like, so as soon as he says he has a headache, you have this window of time before he starts to throw up. So what you want to do is catch it right there, give him some Tylenol, whatever the fuck, ibuprofen, and then that'll taper off the vomiting and that shit will stop. But he suffers. So what we found out was he suffers from migraines. And that triggers this whole thing. So now we got like this system. So as soon as that shit happens, we give him that, tell him lay down, like make it dark, and it's we avoid the peril of fucking vomiting. But so he does have the motion sickness shit on the plane, and then he's got this migraine shit. So many times he'll come home from school with a headache, and then we already know now what to do. But he can blow chunks, so it's not one of those like little baby vomits. It's like this kid is going in.
we were on the plane one time. This was before my son was born. We were on the plane, and we were sitting across the aisle from a mom and her son. And then we started. I think we were starting to land, and there was a girl sitting in front of him in the seat in front of him, but she had a hoodie, and the hoodie was like laid over the back of the seat, and all of a sudden the kid he just vomited like crazy, and all the chunks went into her hood of her sweatshirt, huh?
Did she throw on the hood? Oh.
No, she smelled and heard what happened because some of it hit her head, and she was just freaking out. She's like, "My sweatshirt!"
Oh, shit.
She was like all worried about her sweatshirt, and the mom was trying to clean up the kid.
Bad one.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but like the last thing I've been thinking about is my fucking sweatshirt. But she was probably somebody who doesn't have kids.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. It's like when you don't have kids and you're like on the airplane and you see the screaming kid or the kid gets sick and you're just thinking, get me away from, get me away from that kid. And I never want to be the parent of a kid like that. But then when you are and your kid gets sick on the plane, you're like, shit.
But keep it a buck. When you traveling for work and you got a screaming kid on the plane, tell me and that motherfucker sitting right next to you, tell me you're not like looking for a seat change.
Oh, definitely.
I don't give a fuck at that point. Like, yo, keep this motherfucker in check or get me the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, but I have some, like, it doesn't annoy me, like, if I hear them screaming and that kind of thing.
Right.
I feel for them, and I feel for the parents as well, because that's, the parents are always embarrassed, and you get that hot feeling, like everyone's looking at you and hating you and shit,
I had a mother on a recent flight, and she had, like, an infant with her, and she's all like, the infant starts crying. Like, the infant pretty much cried the whole trip. And then you just see her like just all like moving back and forth, like trying to calm. And in my head, I'm like, yo, you're gonna, give the baby the shakes, like just fucking relax. The baby's not gonna calm down. But yeah, everybody was just looking at her crazy, and you could tell she was embarrassed. And I was like, nah, I felt bad. But I mean, I didn't have to sit next to her or even behind her or in front of her. I was a little further back. But I do empathize now with that whole situation.
Yeah, you get labeled as other people are looking at you like, I don't want to sit next to them.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what happens.
Oh well. But some of that shit could be avoided too. Like, I get that, like, especially when they're little, you can't really do too much. You kind of just have to coddle them and keep them, from wilding out. But, like, if they're a little older, like 3, like, you could put your kid in check on a flight for the most part.
Some of it's being proactive also. Like, when we first started traveling with our son, I was reading all kinds of stuff, like just tips and best methods and things.
So what are these tips and best methods? Let us know.
How to keep your kid quiet in 3.5 seconds.
It wasn't even really like the quiet part. It was more so
you are getting sleepy.
It was more so just how to be prepared for when things have like them getting sick. So it was like having extra clothes packed for everyone, on your carry-ons, not just the kid, but if they throw up on you, so you don't want to sit and throw up the whole ride, that kind of thing. So packing clothes for everyone and just, making sure that you have the barf bag handy and, shit like that, where it's, again, just kind of being more prepared for the what ifs as opposed to not, and then you're stuck.
But okay, besides the cleanup crew tips, what about the keeping them calm tips?
La chancleta.
I don't really remember too much of that. I mean, I think it was, we had a couple games. Because it's different when they're young, like when they're in more infant, early toddler. Mm-hmm. The travel is a little bit different because they're not so into watching the movies and
right.
They might for a minute, but
their attention span isn't there.
Yeah.
My daughter will do like 15 minutes and tops.
Right. So with the younger kids, it was more of like, all right, what are some of the games that they like, and then you're thinking, all right, the games that I'm bringing, I want to make sure that I'm not bringing small pieces that are gonna fall all over the floor.
Or that she's gonna.
I'm
My
gonna
daughter
lose
will
everything.
throw it across the room,
Yeah.
across the plane.
Yep. Yeah, I don't really. There was that kind of stuff. It wasn't anything like earth shattering or life changing. It was, but
I mean, depending on the age, but I used to give my kids a pep talk, as early as they can comprehend. And I used to be like, yo.
And what age was that? Just for my knowledge.
Two,
okay.
I think is solid. And I just break down. So you're going on a plane with your kids, you're going on some sort of vacation. Usually it's something geared toward the kids. So, and it, like, for instance, it's Disney World. I'd be like, yo, you saw all those, because we'll like get all mentally prepared for these vacations. So we'll watch videos about where we're going, all this stuff. And then I'll be like, yo, you remember that thing, I don't know, that ride at Disney you guys were really excited about? Yeah, that's just not going to happen if you start wilding out on this flight.
Right.
And I just start checking off things that we're going to take away if they go nuts. And for the most part, that works. The baby of the bunch, she can start to wild out, but then the other two jump in and they're like, yo, chill, yo, relax, because you remember what Dad said? And I'm the dude that will cancel a vacation when shit doesn't go the way we expect. Like, I'm the dumbass that will lose $1,500, $2,000 just to prove a point to my kids.
No, I think that's.
So have you done that? Have you canceled a vacation before?
I canceled the Disney vacation.
How did that go down? What made you cancel?
I forgot.
I mean, you couldn't sell it, or you couldn't. I mean, let's put ourselves in the shoes of someone who doesn't have it like that, and you're just balling right now. I just canceled that 1,500, 2,000. Fuck that shit.
I ain't saying it like that way. Well, so let me see. So the tickets.
I know you're related to Jay-Z, and he's the new billionaire of the team.
Yeah, well, cousin Hove and all. No, because there were the tickets I couldn't get rid of. I can't remember. I think the hotel we were able to cancel.
I mean, I guess what was it that happened? Was it the kids' fault? Were they acting up, and so you just had to prove a point?
At that point, it was the oldest. Now, I think she was the only one in the picture at the time, but she did something that was just like out of control. And I can't remember what it was right now, but it was so bad that I was like, "Yo, that's it, done. We're not going." And we had told her, like, things need to be chill. You don't get out of bounds or whatever. And my wife is usually the one to, like, put some, make me have some sense when it comes to rash decisions like that. But the proof was so overwhelming that she was just like, yeah, I don't blame you. Fuck it. Let's just keep it pushing. And those Disney tickets are fucking expensive. So
right.
At the time we lived in Florida, which saved us a bunch because we were going to drive from Miami. But still, we talking about, I think at the time it was like $400 or $500 in tickets that we couldn't get money back for. But that girl, from that moment on, I don't think we've ever had a problem with her again. Like, dead ass.
What if I just created a plan that can happen and people can save money? What if you preemptively fake a vacation, get them all hype?
Oh yeah, there you go.
And just, you're counting on it's the numbers.
Counting on them to fuck up.
Counting on them to fuck up, to teach them that lesson. And be like, I'm canceling this shit. But hey, no loss to you though, buddy. But what a great lesson for that kid.
But what happens if they don't mess up and
then you got a natural disaster happen. Damn it, a hurricane's about to hit Disney World. Right. We can't go, but we'll reschedule that. It's going to happen next month.
Nah, B.
I think that's a good one, man. I think that's the way to do it. Because I don't know, man. Because I get it, and I think it's great. Because when you first said, I'm like, hell yeah. But then I was like, hold up a second, man. That's a lot of money, man. And not just that.
Yeah.
You're going on vacation too,
right?
So you're
right.
In effect, you have to suffer as well.
Yep.
So I think we have to do the preemptive fake vacation booking and get them all hyped for it, and then
the fatherhood's fake vacation service.
Yeah. And if they fucking turn the corner with a bag grill on their face, then I'm canceling that vacation. Not gonna look at me like that.
Yo, I mean, it's not
how
not
upset
smart.
was she?
Oh, she was livid, bro. She was so pissed that she had no reaction.
Yeah.
Like you could see smoke coming out of her ears, and shit just was not making sense to her. But she knew we were so pissed, she didn't even bother to question. She just turned around, went to her room, and was confused for the next day and a half or whatever.
Wow.
Was there any other besides that? Did you do anything, any other punishment, or it was just that was enough?
Nah, that was it. That was plenty.
So you didn't treat her any differently. You weren't like mad for like a couple days.
I was upset, but and this is hard for me. Oh, it's a lot easier now, but it used to be really difficult for me to like level off quickly, right? It would take me some time. But I understood when I made the call that was humongous what I just did, what I just pulled the plug on.
Right.
So I kind of just focused on that and was like, yo, this is gargantuan for her. I'm still pissed, but I'm gonna just avoid her until I relax, and then we're just gonna try to live our normal life. But the pain for her is gonna still be there because that shit doesn't go away.
Yeah, that's got to be a huge. That's got to be a huge one.
So was the lesson learned?
I told you she hasn't wilded out since, bro. She's been an angel ever since, and she must have been like. She must have been like 4 or 5 years old. 5.
Mm.
Yeah, bro. Actually, before that, she was probably like 4. We were going to go buy her. You know those electric like cars that little kids can sit in or whatever.
They have the little batteries and
right.
Yep.
So we had stashed cash and we were gonna go to Toys R Us and buy it. Yo, we're going in and I think she smacks me or some crazy shit like that.
Just playing or being just annoyed?
I think more like annoyed, not really playing. But even playing that shit, we don't play that shit. But in any case, it was a little bit more serious than that. And I looked at her. And we were walking into Toys R Us. I was on my way to go get the car, and then she smacks me, and I was like, "Yo, are you out of your mind?" She was like on my shoulders. I put her down. I was like. And I look at my wife and I was like, you need to talk to her because I can't right now. I'm going to choke her. And then she was like, my wife got in her grill and I'm screaming. And she's like, we were just going to go buy you that thing now. And now you're not getting nothing. And we walked right out of the store. The whole rest of the way.
And what?
Yeah, I was going to say, what age is that though?
You said it was 4, right?
That was 4.
Okay.
That was like the year before.
Because my baby's smacking me all the time.
Nah, but it's different. At 4,
she doesn't have total control.
And how long? Reflexes. How long had you been in her life at this point?
About a year.
Okay.
Just shy, probably, of a year.
When you pulled the plug on the vacation, were you nervous at all that was going to have a negative impact on whatever kind of relationship you guys were building up, or did you even think of that?
No, it's not even a thought that crossed my mind. And honestly, if that, I wouldn't have thought of it because even at that point, it was still early in our relationship. But our relationship was, I think, founded on deeper principles than what something like that. To me, I consider that something shallow in comparison to like the bond that we were starting to establish. So, if I would have thought about it, it wouldn't have been something serious anyhow.
Got it.
Because at the end of the day, that's just some material shit that, shouldn't make that big of a difference.
Right, but kids, they might not understand
they're not that rational.
They just think you're doing something mean to them,
Right. No, absolutely.
Interesting. Damn, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
I don't necessarily recommend it, but it's worked out in my favor so far.
I mean, there's a lot to be said for sticking to your word. I mean, that I find that hard to do sometimes in terms of punishment. It's like because there might be things that I'm looking forward to doing too, or the day is going great. And we talked about this before. It's like I don't want to fuck up the day, over something that seems insignificant, but at the end of the day, it's like if you don't let them know that you mean business, then that shit can get out of hand later on.
I think you guys are failing to see the business opportunity here. We create fatherhoods fake vacation package for only $29.99. We'll ship you a whole package with an itinerary, tickets, pamphlets.
Well, it's almost we could be an insurance company, right? You know, you pay monthly for insurance and you hardly ever get to use it. So at least someone pay us. We'll be the family vacation insurance. And when you know, if they don't fuck up and you actually do need the vacation, then we can pay for it right then and there. We got one ready for you.
Yo, I like this.
Hey, really quick, a little off topic, but did we ever find out more information about that kid screaming at his pops?
Nah.
Like, what the hell was going on there? For real?
Nah. All right, why don't we, Manny, you go ahead and let the world know about this one.
Yeah,
I thought we talked. We didn't talk about it last week?
No, we were texting about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there was this viral video on Instagram where this dude, this I don't know, teenage kid was like cursing at what appeared to be his father. It's still not clear if it was, but it was an older gentleman getting screamed on by a teenager, like in the bathroom, and the kid is like, this white kid saying the N-word, like "fuck you, you ain't gonna do shit," all sorts of wild shit. And the father or the adult there was like, can you get out of the way? Can you leave me alone?
Yeah, what the fuck was going on there, man?
Anyway, in our Instagram feed, we posted something about it. But I mean, that shit. Let's just, for the sake of argument, assume that is the kid's father, maybe even stepfather, right? Fundamentally,
how do you get there?
Yo, you're a bitch, dog. Like, if you're the father and you did something along the way to plant the seed where that kid thought that shit was cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, yes, you have to, as a parent, you've got to set the boundaries for keeping that level of disrespect out of kids' mouths, for sure.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If my kid came into anywhere, fucking over the phone and said, "Fuck you, Dad," I'm racing to wherever that little motherfucker is, and I might yoke his ass up.
Chancletas.
At least.
.com.
Like ninja stars.
Chancleta.com.
Them fucking chancletas will be like ninja stars. Fa. But I
the belt.
Have y'all had, not with your kids, but like in proximity to somebody having that issue in person? Like, have you seen that shit in real life?
I don't think I have not seen it at nowhere near the level of that clip. I'm pretty sure I can't remember specifics, but I'm pretty sure I've heard kids, be disrespectful enough to their parents where my wife and I looked at each other like, not in our house. Like, that's not flying.
But it didn't move you to the point where you like jumped in for the parent, because some people do that shit too.
Nah, definitely didn't jump into the parents.
Yeah, that's a little awkward to jump in for the parent without knowing the backstory of anything.
Right.
Because, I saw people's comments and some people, which doesn't matter. In this situation, you should just take the video at face value and just understand that shouldn't be going down. But then people were trying to like say, well, you don't know, maybe the guy was an abuser. Maybe he mentally, physically, or sexually abused this kid all his life, and now this is the way he's reacting.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a possibility. But just by the mannerisms that kid had, knowing he was being filmed, he was
doing it for the camera, it seemed like.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out who's filming it. Like, somebody said it was like his uncle or something. I don't know.
Yo, honestly, I think
who knows the context behind that.
I think that whole shit was staged, bro. Like, I think that was just some bullshit.
I don't think the dad was staged. You think he staged it too? Like, he was a part of it?
Yo, acting is a motherfucker.
Man. Well, look, at the end of the day, we don't
even know if that's the dad, to be honest with you.
It's safe to say that there are kids out there who are talking to their parents like that for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish we could come. Like, I was trying to find it to see if we could actually communicate with this dude. But like, I wish we could find a parent that has that dilemma. I need to understand how it gets to that point where that's allowable.
So let me ask you guys. You guys never ever spoke back to your parents ever?
define what that means, right?
I mean,
like in
kind of get a little aggressive. Because I can remember, and because this is making me think now about my childhood, I can remember my mom using the chancleta for, as much as she could, till I got to an age and a size where the chancleta or the belt just wasn't something I feared anymore. And I remember there was like something that clicked one time, and I was like, man, fuck this shit, man. That shit don't hurt me. That shit don't scare me.
Wait, but did you say that?
I mean, I don't remember exactly what I said. I did know that I was cursing and I was aggressive. I didn't physically, go at my mom, but I remember one thing that I did do that I always felt bad for the rest of my life. I flinched at her like if I was going to hit her,
shit.
I gave her one of those cuz I kind of wanted to let her know like that shit ain't going to hurt me no more. And at that moment, I felt like I needed to do that, which obviously that was stupid, and that's the lack of having a father in the household cuz I probably deserved for some male figure to come in there and just whoop my ass and teach me a lesson, and I didn't have that. And yeah, I do remember that did happen, and I felt bad for for shit today. I still feel bad, saying that my mom had to endure that. So yeah, you guys never had an issue like that at all?
No, I don't think I don't seem to remember ever kind of going off like that. Not that you went off, but I probably said some, I'm sure I was a jerk and said some things. I just can't remember, but it was nothing that was ever, I don't think, made my mom scared of me or anything like that.
I mean, I definitely recall that period when, you have that rivalry with like your parent, right? But it was I think the most the biggest diss, I guess, toward my mom that I can recall, I was probably, I don't know, anywhere from 8 to 10, something like that. And I don't know what the fuck I did. I must have done some dumb shit. And then I'm running into the bathroom to take a shower. She comes at me with the belt. I'm wet. She starts hitting me with the belt. And I'm laughing. And I'm laughing at her, and it's pissing her off even more. She's going at it, and I'm laughing more. And I don't know what happened, but I remember that like it didn't faze me. And that's the only thing that I don't remember what I did, but it must have been some shit where I took it to another level. But I don't think consciously, I cannot recall ever, outright disrespecting my mom. Like doing dumb shit, yeah. Maybe even raising my tone in a disagreement about something, but never disrespect in a super disrespectful kind of manner.
Yeah, I think I was disrespectful to my dad.
Kevin's like, well, now that you mention it.
But it was in a totally different manner. I think it was via a letter. Because at that point, that was like the main source of communication was, letter writing back.
What's
and
next?
forth.
You were fucking yelling in Morse code.
Penmanship thug.
Yeah, so we went at it back and forth on letters and then stopped talking for a while. I think I just unloaded on him like, you weren't around, you didn't do this, X, Y, that whole kind of thing. And that was that. But that's kind of a different scenario.
That's kind of mature, though. I don't think I could have written down how I felt.
I guess we talked on the phone, but I think letter writing was more of the normal
correspondence.
Yeah, at that point at least.
I think we should bring that back. That might, because you have a moment to think before you put something on paper.
Yeah, but at this point, I wasn't like I did the opposite of what I normally do, where I just kind of wrote down everything I was in the moment feeling and didn't take time to edit and read it again and say, maybe this is a little too harsh or whatever.
Got it. Right.
I was just kind of like, drank a 40, fuck it.
Right. Shit, you sound like you were fucking 32 years old when you wrote this. Oh shit.
Yeah, this is like late teens, early 20 type shit.
Oh man.
Yo, so today for me was a little stressful because my wife, was working and I was with my youngest, but that wasn't even really the issue or the cause of the stress. It was more like trying to make sure that I got to show you the pictures, but I had my lawn, dog, was a jungle because I wasn't happy with our last landscaper. See, this sounds so fucking whack. This sounds so like the kind of problem that I'm talking about.
Really pissed me off.
Yeah, this guy's canceling $2,000 something vacations. He's mad at his landscaper.
Oh my god! Yesterday,
what are you mad at your manscaper too?
No, that's just me, baby.
my masseuse yesterday really pissed me off.
He's like, my sauna wasn't working. The fuck, man.
Yo, listen, motherfucker, this is serious.
Go ahead.
So, I have a fucking jungle. I used to have a jungle outside. They came today, but it's been like 3 weeks trying to get somebody to come out for a reasonable price. But so negotiating with these people has been like crazy because some of them don't even show up. They don't pick up the phone. Those that do want to hit you over the head crazy. So I'm like, I'm not a sucker. I'm not trying to just take whatever the fuck you got to give. I will let that shit grow till infinity until I can get somebody with a reasonable, rate. So finally, I call this dude. He comes through, gives me a quote. Boom. He brings his shit today and he does the job. But that stress of like the negotiation and then making sure that my daughter's not doing something crazy. And then the one that really killed me, I know this fucking sounds crazy, was making sure that I prepared meals for everybody before I came to do the podcast. Because my wife is out. So I'm like, all right, I got to feed these little motherfuckers, get them in play, and then make sure I prepare shit for my wife before she comes home. And that had me like gassed before I came to see y'all. All right, go ahead. Lay it on me now.
Living that domestic dad life, man.
That house husband, kid. Yep.
House husband. Nice.
That's what the whole point of this is to let this shit out, right? So there you go. That was my.
No, I feel you. Look, I'm having issues. I'm trying to get a fucking fumigator in here because let me y'all. This is gonna sound funny.
Yeah.
Damn, you
does
damn
anybody here have any paranoia with fucking?
I'm keeping it real, apartment living, man. I don't know.
Anybody have any insect paranoias?
Spiders.
Don't like them in the house, that's for sure.
Well, when I moved to Miami from Los Angeles, I had never seen the size of a cockroach that I've seen here, and then on top of that they flew.
Oh no, that don't faze me.
And I've been terrified ever since I noticed that the cockroaches here have an air force. And I've had all kinds of fucked up shit growing up with these flying cockroaches. I'm disgusted by them, and luckily we haven't had any crazy insect problems in the crib. But we are in Miami, and the other day me and my girl are watching some TV, and I noticed something buzzing in the corner, and it's a fucking flying cockroach. And I'm like, I flip out, and then my girl's like, "Go handle it." I'm like, "What? You need to go handle that right there. What are you talking about? I don't fuck with that shit right there." So she tried to diss me and all that shit. Anyways, point is I've been trying to get a fucking fumigator in here, and you would think that these services would be more responsive to people wanting to hire them.
Right, that they actually want business.
It's like, I'm doing them a favor by calling them and wanting to pay them. And not even that. And then I'm trying to change leases. This is also first world problems. Trying to change my lease. You would think again, like, it's like, like, fuck, bro, I need to pay you to pay you. I can't get no salesman on the phone. And I am getting frustrated because these are like stupid things to just, that you need to handle. Like I have to turn in a lease, get a new car. I have to fucking, I want to get a fumigator. Appliance broke down the other day in a fucking, new home, and I got to fix an appliance. And it's just like, it starts to pile up and you're just like, what the fuck? And then you got to be a parent.
Right.
And then that's why I understand, like, we always go back to Kay and how he seemed for the first few years of Parenthood. And I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it.
Whatever happened to just hanging out in the studio and making beats all day?
Drinking 40s with Kay. Straight up, dude. Straight the fuck up. I just want to go, throw on some fucking music, get fucked up. and sit there and talk about fucking the mid '90s like it was yesterday.
We should plan. That's gonna be our fatherhood's getaway, and that's exactly. We're gonna have a line of 40s in a studio with some beats on.
We might have to get a more healthier beer.
No, we're gonna reminisce. We're gonna do it all the way.
We get those O'Douls, non-alcoholic.
Get the St. Ides.
Just pour it in the St. Ides
and the
bottle.
Mad Dog 4040.
Oh God, no. Ay, indeed.
Oh man, fucking adulthood.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. This helped me today. I feel a little bit more relieved.
Not me. You just got me riled up. I'm looking at the motherfucking fumigation, the fucking service here. This motherfucker. His name is fucking Ramon. Ramon, answer your fucking phone, dude.
Hey, if anybody knows Ramon, bro.
I got flying cockroaches in my crib. Well, one, we killed the motherfucker. Well, my girl did. But
wait.
Yo, Ramon,
was it with the chancleta?
Nah. Well, this is the way we went down. My girl found the raid. She shot it with the raid. It was on the ceiling though, but then it plopped down on a cabinet in the kitchen. I was like, oh no, we're gonna lose track of this motherfucker. Then the motherfucker went into a crevice. Then my girl climbed on a little stepladder, put her light with the phone, and then the motherfucker jumped out at her. She fucking fell back. The bitch flopped down again on the counter. And then I had a Swiffer joint, you know, that has the flat surface. I just fucking crushed that bitch from a distance. Take that. And then I disinfected the shit out of that area. I hate cockroaches, man.
So Raid, anyone from Raid, if you're listening, we are looking for sponsorships at this point.
my boy who equally hates cockroaches said that Windex is better than Raid for cockroaches.
Oh, right?
Yeah. Just FYI. Want to clean a window or clean a cockroach? Windex is your guy.
Okay.
All right.
I'll try that.
I think on that note, fellas.
Yeah, it's been real. I got to go back to husbanding. Home husbanding.
Yeah. I'm gonna go play with Call of Duty or something, man. Yeah.
You can see it in his face. He's
decompressed. And then I play Call of Duty and I suck at that, so that makes me even more pissed.
Why don't you call the dude again and just keep calling him until
Ramon?
Yeah. Yo, we should call him and we should do a little side segment.
I'm gonna call him on the podcast.
Put it on speakerphone. See if you can get him.
Yeah, do it.
See if you can get him.
Dude, we can get him on the line. Oh shit, Ramon, you a movie dude.
So everyone who's not a full adult listening, this is how you handle domestic business.
I love is Ramon or Raymond.
That's way too many rings, and it's 8:00.
Hello.
Oh,
Ramon.
Yeah.
How you doing? This is Eric. I was waiting for your call, your reply yesterday.
Oh, they never show up.
No, they never showed up.
Oh man. They supposed to calling you, and they show up this morning after 11, between 11 and 3:00.
Oh no. Can we set it up for tomorrow?
Sure, for tomorrow. If they don't do tomorrow, I have to do it myself and go all the way down there.
All right, sounds good. So what time can we set it for tomorrow? The appointment.
Oh, okay, man. I'm sorry about that.
No, but what time for tomorrow?
What time? Now let me talk to the person supposed to be there, and I let you know. I call you back.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, thank you for calling, man.
All right,
Bye.
Take it easy.
Bye.
you ain't getting shit, dog. That's what he meant to tell you.
Oh, they didn't go.
Yo, you know these home service, that home service industry, that shit is ripe for disruption. These motherfuckers need to get cleaned the fuck out by automatic shit so that nobody got to deal with that bullshit no more. Cause these niggas, oh man, they don't know how to fucking do nothing.
Yeah, really quick before we get out of here, talking about, I was looking for an app for this company because they looked like their advertisement looks pretty legit, or their site so that you could just, set up the appointment, lock it in, and then, you don't have to talk to nobody.
Right.
Because to me, that's where the issue comes in. Have you guys ever used there's an app that I use for car washes, steam car washes? I set the time, the price, what I want.
Oh, they come out and do it?
Bro, I don't even have to go outside. If I look at the time that they're supposed to be here, they're outside already washing the car.
Send me that,
I unlock it from inside, blip, blip, so they can get into the car. And I come out at the end just to inspect it. All right, cool. And I paid through the app and everything.
Is this nationwide or just some shit in Miami?
I believe. I don't know.
Mándame esa vaina, bro.
But these dudes are on point, man.
Wow. Well, shit, give them a shout out then, bro.
No.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
But these dudes right here, they need to come on, man. Get your shit together.
Yo,
I'm pretty sure he'll call you right back, dude.
What were you gonna say, Manny?
No, that shit. Well, you couldn't make that shit up. That shit was perfect. All right, guys.
This is real parenting problem.
We got to deal with them shits.
All right, fellas, we out of here, man.
All right. Later.
Peace.